All right, guys, welcome back into mid-morning. So Dr. Keith Watson is joining me in studio. And look, you guys have seen Dr. Watson over the years. You've been here longer than I have at this point, 13 years.
13 or 14 years,
And you give us all the good information to help our kids be the best they can be. And I feel like to help our parents be the best they can be. But Dr. Watson, you have a different life outside of being a pediatrician.
I do,
That very shocked me whenever he told me, and I said, we're going to make this a whole segment at this point.
because everybody thinks their pediatrician does this on the side.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. I'd be like calling on the side, I need help. So you just got back into town from going technically home for you.
Right.
And so home is in Texas.
Home is in Texas.
Okay. So talk to me just about home and like what is home like. And he sent in some videos and pictures.
Yeah.
It is a complete 180 of what I would have imagined.
Yeah, I'm a farm boy from Texas.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, I grew up in Texas. My family started cattle ranching there.
Wow.
Before Texas was even a state.
Okay.
They migrated there, and the cattle ranch has come up through the generations.
Okay.
My father ran it. He passed away about 8 years ago, so it's mine now.
Wow. So it's yours, but you're still living in West Point.
I live in West Point, and I practice medicine.
And you're a cattle farmer.
And I'm a cattle farmer.
That is crazy.
Honestly, I may be the owner, but my 85-year-old mother runs this ranch.
Does she really? That is crazy. So what is a typical, if there is a typical day, what is a typical day on the ranch?
Yeah, there's not.
Okay, there's not. Mom,
No.
where are you at when we need you?
No, there is not a typical day there. I mean, there are things that you're going to do every day. You're going to go check on the cattle.
Okay.
Make sure that, in summertime they're going to have grass, but in wintertime you're going to feed them. You're going to rotate the cattle from different various areas of the property to let the grass regrow. Some of our property is hay, so we plant hay, bale hay, haul hay. When the fences break, you go mend the fences.
Is Mom baling the hay?
No.
Okay, I was
no.
going to say, Mom is doing this?
No, Mom is not doing that anymore. When I was a young kid growing up, and I'm an only child, so it was my mom, dad, and me.
Working the whole
The
farm.
three of us did it. I rode horses and moved cattle before I drove vehicles, and I drove tractors before I drove cars. And
it surprises me that you didn't decide to go into vet school or what.
Oh, my father wanted me to. He was hoping I would be a.
It'd be a good break on the vet.
He was hoping I would be a vet, but no, pediatrics was the way that I went.
All right, guys, well, we're going to talk more with Dr. Watson. Stay with us after the break. All right, guys, welcome back. So look, Dr. Watson is not just a doctor. He is a cattle farmer, and you're going to be heading back to Texas soon to go back home. And you were telling me, though, about what you guys do with your cattle. So go through this whole auction we were talking about, because I'm not very well versed in this area.
Well, I mean, it's typically, you have cows and you have bulls, and they produce calves.
Okay.
And
got that part.
And some of the, and some of the calves you keep and bring them up to become part of your herd. But typically every year you're going to auction off either older cattle who are too old to have calves, or if you've just got more herd than you want, you have more numbers, you typically auction them at a cattle auction. And sometimes they get bought by other ranchers to go to other herds, but sometimes they get bought by the food industry to go on
Might
to become.
be your next hamburger.
Might be your next hamburger, but it's a constant turnover. You're having cows who produce new calves. They're growing. You're selling off the older ones, and it's just a cycle of thinning your herd, replenishing your herd, and propagating cattle.
So from doing all this, when did you decide you wanted to go into pediatrics?
I was a young kid, actually.
Okay.
My father ran the ranch, which he loved doing. My dad did not go to college. He wanted to. He wanted to be an attorney.
Okay.
But the Vietnam War broke out. He joined the Navy, and when he came home, he started running the cattle ranch. And as he said, he never had any options.
Okay.
And he wanted his son to have options. So I was allowed to run the farm after I got a college degree.
Okay.
And when I was a younger man, I had a love of the sciences and medicine and became a pediatrician. And so I did what I wanted to do with my life, which was become a pediatrician.
Yeah.
But I have the family tradition of the cattle ranching.
I feel like it's the best of both worlds. So I have to ask this question. Are you picky about your barbecue then?
Very much.
So then what is your favorite, I guess, Texas barbecue? Like, is there a specific flavor?
Yes. Brisket, and it must be smoked.
Okay.
Not baked. Smoked brisket is the best, for me, the best food in the world.
Okay, that sounds great. Can you make it? Can you make a good smoked brisket?
I
Or
can.
like you like eating somebody else's?
I can smoke brisket, but mine does not hold a candle to my dad's.
Okay, I think that's a pretty good, because look, I can't cook as good as my mom, so
Yeah.
I understand it right there. And then I guess what is your favorite thing about growing up on a ranch?
I'm a country boy, and I like being out in the country in the wide open spaces and doing the country boy things, the
Yeah.
hunting, the fishing, and just living out in the wild.
All right, Dr. Watson, it was so good to hear a little more backstory
This is
about
interesting.
you guys. We'll be back with your entertainment headlines next.